Firdaus from Flinders University, and my colleague is Seymour from also Flinders University. The way we're going to do it, we're going to do it together. First, I'm just going to highlight a few things that Flinders has been doing, and then Linda is going to talk about the situation at Adelaide Uni, and I will talk about comparison between Adelaide and Flinders Uni. So to begin with, I would like to say that the Indonesian language program is right now, we've been going through a lot of changes, is in the School of Social Sciences and Behavioral Sciences and under International Studies. Within that International Studies, there are three studies, there are three disciplines, and that's American Studies, Asian Studies, and Development Studies. Indonesian language has always been embedded in the Indonesian studies, and that's the strength of Asian Studies at Flinders University. From 1996, we have done a cooperative teaching arrangement with Adelaide Uni. Adelaide Uni has the strength of East Asian. They teach Japanese and Chinese. We're good in Indonesian. So what we do is swap programs. Not swap programs in terms of their students can take Indonesian and our students can take Chinese and Japanese. So in other words, we don't teach Chinese and Japanese, and they don't teach Indonesian. That's our agreement. So we've been doing that cooperative teaching arrangement since 1996. It's been 15 years. And that has been proved beneficial for both of us. We don't compete for students, we work together. What happened is Flinders staff go to Adelaide Uni campus to teach the Adelaide Uni students and vice versa. However, that agreement ceased in 2000, I can't remember, about 2007, when there's very small enrollment from Chinese and Japanese language, and the staff from Adelaide Uni, Chinese and Japanese, refused to go across campus or go across the city to teach at Flinders Uni. But we decided to keep going. We still provide Indonesian at Adelaide Uni up to this year. We probably can go back to details later, but in 2001, we've been approached by the State Department of Education to offer retraining teaching. This is the influx of the NALSA's program, probably. So from 2001, we developed an online program for teachers education, and we use the WebCD, Web1. That program developed into a graduate diploma in language, and then very soon down the year we developed graduate diploma in language teaching. The point of this is there is demand, and we acted quickly to supply for the demands. Before that, we never thought about going down this way, and the online program helped us in terms of staff. That we had a bit of money, we used the money to develop the program, and that helped us in terms of staff teaching. Also in 2003, there's a niche market, particularly at Adelaide Uni, which Linda is going to talk about later. There's a background, we developed a background speakers for Indonesian for background speakers. At that time, there's a lot of Malaysian students as part of the international students, and we developed that program, and Linda's going to talk about that. The latest development that we did is 2009 and 2010. In 2009, working together with European languages in the humanities, we developed Bachelor in Language, and 2010 we started Master of Language. With that, all languages are offered in Master of Languages, and the students can choose what language they want, and some linguistics courses which the humanities provide. So we work together with them. I'll stop here and I'll hand it over to Linda to talk about Adelaide Uni, and then we go back to both universities.
So I'm employed by Flinders, but I'm based at Adelaide Uni as a part-timer. This language outreach program boosts the enrollment at Flinders. Yeah. And not only that, it also offers flexibility to the students because we have parallel classes but at different times. So students who have clashes, they can choose to attend at Adelaide or at Flinders. Also because Adelaide is located in between two campuses of UniSA, we get students from UniSA as well. A few, but every year we get some. We also get international students. Last year we had 6, 4 from Singapore, 1 from France, 1 from Switzerland. And in the past we have had 1 from Sweden as well. It seems to be more of a trend now in the past 2 years. So basically Adelaide provides an office for us, and Flinders supplies the computer, and the admin person at Adelaide is very supportive. This is what we do for our course. Maybe it's similar to yours. So complete beginner students will have first, second, and third year, and some with very little knowledge. But if they've done Year 12 exam, or they have lived in the country, so they go straight to second year. In the past this was okay, but now since language is no longer compulsory in Year 12, many students stop at Year 10 or 11, so they have to start at beginner's level again, and this causes the real beginners feel intimidated. Yeah. So we have dropouts. So to solve this problem, we now have placement tests and interview each one. It's very time consuming. We also coach the real beginners, give them extra tuition. It has helped, but it's very time consuming. And I feel that the presence of our staff at Adelaide plays a huge role, because usually students who don't know where to go, which streams they should go to, come, and if they see someone there, it's really reassuring. Also for students to have consultations every now and then. The more they get contact with us, the more the teaching and learning is run smoothly.
Yeah, also I think the fact at school state there's a lot of students who do not continue with their language, in this case Indonesian language, even though they started in primary school or secondary. We found now, and we don't know whether this is going to be a trend or not, that they pick it up again at the university. And this is what Linda was saying, that the beginner, some of our students in the beginner level are not really beginner. And this present, I mean, it's good in a way that they pick it up again at the university, but also present a bit of a problem, because the complete beginner started to feel intimidated by that. Oh, how come they know all the colors and the numbers and all the rest, and you know. No. Okay. All right. So this is the. We just finalized our data. This is the enrollment during the last 10 years. I don't include this year enrollment because it's still going. The 3 weeks, there's going to be a lot of difference within the 3 weeks. But the green line is the Adelaide University enrollment, while the blue line is the Flinders enrollment. So you could see there are the numbers of enrollment during these last 10 years. If you look at the advanced stream intakes, this is the students who are doing year 12 at the secondary school. This is the difference between Flinders and Adelaide within 10 years time. In 2000, you could see the line is still pretty high, and then it's very down in certain hours, certain years, because of the situation that we face. This is a comparison of data at Flinders and Adelaide Uni for the first year intakes. If you look at the data, it's interesting to see, for example, why 2002 we have such a high enrollment at Flinders and very low enrollment at Adelaide, comparatively speaking, I suppose. Now, you probably remember things that happened. I'm trying to remember what does this mean? Is that a valley bombing in 2002? I think it's valley bombing. And then you look again at 2004, that's where Chappelle Corby's case was really big in the media. And then in 2009, there's another Australian embassy bombing. But despite that, I think we are going against the trend. According to a study, there is a decrease of 15% of Indonesian enrollment at the university between 2001 and 2005. And yet, up to 2005, we are doing, probably the best is 2003, but up to there, we are doing not too badly. That's the total enrollment between Flinders and Adelaide until last year. So the height of the years is 2002, 3, and 4, and then we go down, and from there we go stable. So I'll stop here. It's up, so if there's any question for Linda or me, please do so.
Question. I didn't quite understand precisely how it's working with regard to where the AFTL load is actually going, and whether the students are enrolling with their own university or cross-institutionally or whatever.
Yeah, we have the same challenges as you did. We have different conflicting systems. We have a different credit units, and that present a lot of challenges. But in terms of load, the students' load, there's within that 15 years, there's a lot of changes too. We've gone through 3 times of change. First is cross-institutional, and then secondly is outreach. That means the administration, the money, we don't quite understand how the money goes. My understanding right now is the students enroll at Adelaide Uni, and then they have to enroll twice at Flinders. So every student at Adelaide Uni has to enroll twice, and the systems are different. And I think the money goes to Adelaide, to Flinders.
The load and the money goes to Flinders.
Goes to Flinders. And we've been very fortunate because there's nothing in return to Adelaide, because Adelaide do not teach Chinese and Japanese anymore. We've got a good support from Adelaide Uni. In 2009, Indonesian, by the way, is not the only language that goes to Adelaide Uni. Spanish is too, Italian is too, but in 2009, Adelaide University decided at the very last minute to teach Spanish, much to Flinders' probably anger, probably is not dismay, because Spanish enrollment is very, very high. And they just stop Flinders and give them a very, very short notice and open Spanish. But that is not the case with Indonesia, and I hope it never be.